Thing, guys, going forward, I can see, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I do see Tesla trading as high as a 6, 7, 800 PEs once the market realizes, oh wait, this robotaxi revenue and profits are going to come in like a tsunami within the next 12 months. They want to price that in because we see it coming. It's not like NVIDIA, we didn't see it coming when it exploded last year, or was it the year before? When they exploded last year, we didn't know that, no one saw this coming. But everybody knows robotaxi is coming, and everybody knows how fast Tesla can scale it. It's just a matter of when, right? So that's why I can see Tesla trading at a much higher PE. And hey, if this was a really good earnings call, like a very amazing earnings call, we know Elon is back and there's no more Trump, and we see robotaxi expanding much bigger than we see, affordable models are coming and all that kind of stuff. I can potentially see the PE going as high as 250, which the stock could go back to the 420s. I can see that happening. But if the earnings call is lousy and it's not that great, the lowest I can see it going is in the mid 250s. Maybe that's even pushing it. Maybe in the 270s even. I think that.
And here's a great example. But I don't think there's any doubt that this is a hit. It's not the biggest hit, but it's a hit against cash flow. I think we just got lucky that this coincides so much with robotaxi scaling when you look at 2026, and that these regulatory credits expire exactly when Tesla was ready to roll out the affordable model, that they will now very likely push to Q4 to have a maximum capture of that opportunity, right? Because it's very likely that Q3 is a tremendously good quarter because people will rush to buy Teslas before it expires, the consumer credit. And then they can be fully ramped up and fully prepared for the affordable model to launch in October. At least that's what I would think. Who knows? So I think on multiple fronts, Tesla got a little lucky that the expiration of these credits, the slow expiration of the credits, coincides with the offsetting element of the robotaxi scale, and that the affordable model launches exactly when these credits expire on the consumer side in the US. Or not exactly, that they were able to actually push it out a little bit to then offset it. So I think, we just get lucky on a bunch of...
Yeah, also megapacks, right? So by next year, megapacks will contribute. So yes, there's a loss of a couple million.
Good feeling about this. Now, here's what I think was going to happen in the earnings call. I think, of course, Elon's going to come out and say that, yeah, robotaxi, we just started. We're expanding rapidly in Austin. We're going to be expanding or starting in LA and Arizona soon. But the rate of our growth in terms of scaling in geofenced areas is going to be a very frequent thing. And the market is going to like that because it only took 18 days to expand robotaxi to the upside down Tesla logo. Just 18 days. And now I think in the next week or two, Tesla's going to increase it much more than the increased Waymo's geofenced area. So I think Elon's going to say that, yeah, it's going better than we expected. We do expect to launch in other countries, or not countries, other states and cities. And then we can make it public maybe by, end of September or something like that. And by, of course, end of this year, we're going to be in a lot of US cities. Supervised FSD will be in a lot of other countries. But end of next year...
Let's keep going here. There's a few more things. So we got Cantor Fitzgerald. They reiterated their overweight rating with a price target of 355. And what was interesting is what they said, which is they actually now believe that Tesla's robotaxi, a software as a service high margin model, will capture a significant share of the autonomous driving and ride-sharing industries in the future. So Andre Shepard provided the assessment. They're bullish. They believe that it's going to be it's going to win most of it. And here's a sign that Tesla, as we know, FSD supervised is already launching in so many places. And Elon just said Europe and China, they're just waiting for regulatory, and he's saying it's looking really good. And here's Thomas Drew, Tesla executive in Australia, the head of Tesla Australia. He just said out here, we've been working with local authorities across the AU and New Zealand, and there are no regulatory blockers for release. We're running through the final stages of validation prior to public release, looking to start with hardware 4 in certain vehicles and the release in phases from there. That sounds to me like it's a done deal and it's already happening.
I mean, I said it right away. I said again and again, also to you, Herbert, and you were very encouraging to this core question. I said, forget all these discussions. It's only about one question. Does it work? And that's where I was the biggest That's my only skepticism was, does it actually work? Mostly because of the fact that if it works, it's totally game over. And you were always, you always told me,
Not always,
Joe, listen,
just in the last 5 months. I'm so
last
bullish
5
right now. I was about to write a very long post because I'm just, my wife and I have been experiencing FSD every single day for 5.5 months, zero interventions, driving in Portland and Western Washington, Vancouver, Canada twice. And every weekend I go wherever I wanted to go and I come back and it's like flawless. It drove me wherever and back. And it's been doing that for 5.5 months. And so like, it's actually in my car, for me, it's robotaxi ready.
Can you give us some insight on how robotaxis have been performing so far and what rate you expect to expand in terms of vehicles, geofence, cities, and supervisors? I think I already answered that question. What are the key technical and regulatory hurdles still remaining for unsupervised FSD to be available for personal use? Give us a timeline. What specific factory tasks is Optimus currently performing? So more questions about the Optimus. That's going to be very interesting to see. Can you provide an update on the development and production timeline for Tesla's more affordable models? Again, I already put my thoughts there as well. When do you anticipate customer vehicles to receive unsupervised FSD? Any news about Hardware 3 getting retrofits or upgrades, or will they get Hardware 4, some features of Hardware 5? And the last question, at least the most top voted question, is have any meaningful Optimus milestones changed for this year or next, or will thousands of robotaxis be performing tasks in Tesla factories by the end of the year?
Blue was the previous Waymo geography.
Yeah.
And then the dark blue, and then the light blue is now their new expansion service area. But increasing the size of its own, announced it was expanding its geofence pretty significantly from 37 square miles to 90 square miles. That's a huge. It's more than doubling. Comes 3 days after Tesla expanded its geofence, and here's a comparison. Here's a comparison, right? Because obviously Tesla came out with their funny shape for fun, and here's Uber or Waymo. So
it's quite surprising how Uber's expansion doesn't
Not
give
Uber.
it that.
Waymo.
Waymo's expansion doesn't appear to be that much greater area than Tesla's expansion. I mean, if you just look at it, it's maybe double, but they've been in Austin for almost a year now, including their trial. So, I think they are looking over their shoulders. They're looking backwards. Tesla are just moving ahead. They're marching to a completely different drum. From their perspective, they're not in competition. They're a competitor of one. They're an N of one. They're unique. They're different. And I think I can understand why Waymo is worried. I didn't think Tesla giving. I didn't think they look even reading what Waymo are writing.
Okay, I think they do.